Hi, everybody.
Hi, Lydia.
Good
So
morning.
we've been trying to get the live translation to work for over an hour. So we're going to swerve just a little bit. I have one of our parent facilitators. So each time somebody presents, we'll just take a pause. She's going to just translate in Spanish after each person talks. So we'll have to take a pause there because I have no idea what's going on. So we'll go live in just a couple of minutes. We have 25 people logged on right now. Welcome, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm sorry, we are live, but I'm going to wait a few minutes for people to log in. Hello, everyone who's joining. We're going to give just a couple more minutes for people to log in, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Olympia Della Flora, and I'm one of the associate superintendents for school development for Stamford Public Schools. And we are logging in this morning for our third parent pop-up that we've hosted this year. We're going to be talking about the summer programs that are available for our youth this summer around Stamford. And I would like to also give an opportunity to Amy Beldotti to hop on and introduce herself at this time.
Hi everyone, I'm Amy Beldotti. I'm superintendent with Stamford Public Schools, and my responsibility is teaching and learning. So I'm very excited to co-host this morning with Ms. Della Flora, so we can present our wonderful summer programs through Stamford Public Schools and through our community partners, as well as hopefully answer any questions that you may have this morning.
Okay, so we had a little bit of a technological difficulty today, so we are going to have our translation after each of the presenters. So Giselle Robolino is with us. She's one of our parent facilitators. So after each presenter speaks about their programming for the summer, we will pause and allow Giselle some time to speak in Spanish. All of the phone lines are muted for our logistics. And each presenter is just going to kind of pop in from our various community organizations and share a little bit about what they'll be offering for our youth over the summer. We know that this has been a year like no other that we have experienced in this lifetime. And so we really appreciate our community partners joining us today. We're going to try our best to conclude around 12:30. There is a question feature that you will see at the bottom of your webinar. You can write any questions in there that you might have during the webinar. We also will be posting this recording on our SPS website so that parents will be able to access this after the webinar. And with that being said, let me go back. I would like to give Giselle an opportunity to go ahead and translate just the logistics.
Muy buenos días con todos. Gracias por encontrarse con nosotros en este webinar tercero que hemos realizado con ustedes. Hoy vamos a hablar de nuestros cursos vacacionales. También nos hemos comunicado con la señora Amy Beldotti, que es la subintendente asociada de aprendizaje y enseñanza, que también va a compartir con ustedes los fabulosos programas que tenemos disponibles para usted este verano. Hemos tenido un poquito de dificultades técnicas. Las logísticas de este webinar incluyen, por favor, tener en silencio su teléfono. Vamos a ofrecer la versión de español por medio de esta traducción. También, si ustedes tienen algunas preguntas, lo pueden hacer mediante la configuración de preguntas que está disponibles para usted. El webinar también va a ser grabado en inglés y español y va a ser posteado luegamente en el website del distrito.
Thanks, Giselle. Next, I would like to have an introduction by Bridget Fox. She is the president of Stamford Cradle to Career. Bridget, would you like to introduce yourself and give us a little bit of information about what Stamford Cradle to Career does?
Absolutely. Good morning, Olympia. Good morning, everyone. It's great to be here. And I'm just going to take a minute to give you all an overview of Stamford Cradle to Career. We are a young organization, so we're about 5 years old. And we actually sit within United Way, but our organization's name is Stamford Cradle to Career. We follow a national model that is under the Strive Together network. So we are actually one of 4 cities in the state of Connecticut that has adopted this model. So along with Bridgeport, Waterbury, and Norwalk, Stamford has adopted a collective impact model designed to support community organizations and the school system in really advancing equity in education for all of our children and families. So we work very closely with community organizations across the city, many of whom you're going to hear from today. And we're really focused on transition points in children's lives. So I will just mention that one of the initiatives that we're focused on is increasing early grade literacy for our incoming third graders. So in that effort, we partner closely with the schools and community organizations and the library. And this summer, we are launching a public awareness campaign. So you will start to see a lot of signage in downtown Stamford and parts of the city, encouraging families to really sign their kids up for the Ferguson Library reading program. It's different this year in the sense that most of it, all of it, will be virtual, but there will be a number of great and engaging interactive features on our website and on the Ferguson Library's website. So I know later in the presentation, you'll be hearing from Liz McKay, our partner at the library, but wanted to put that plug in. And lastly, I will just say that you're also going to hear from my colleague Lauren about work that we do at the end of the spectrum, because we start at cradle and end at career. But I do want to encourage parents who would like to know more about the work that we're doing to visit our website and to contact myself or Lauren. And I know that Olympia will be sharing our contact information because we are anxious to engage families and parents, especially during this particularly challenging time. And as we look at the next academic year, how our organization can help really leverage resources for your children over the coming months. So that's my overview for this morning, but so happy to be here and great to be with all of you.
Thank you, Bridget. All right, Giselle, take it away.
Muy buenos días, está con ustedes Bridget Fox, presidenta de Stamford Cradle y Career. Ella quiere compartir con ustedes un poquito sobre la organización que relativamente es joven, un poquito más de unos 5 años. Ellos siguen un modelo colectivo de impacto, que es lo que utilizan ellos en nuestra comunidad. Trabajan también con otras organizaciones y lo que les gustaría hacer es impactar la vida de nuestros niños, mejorando específicamente al grado 3º con la parte de literatura. Ustedes van a ver mediante la ciudad folletos de información, han trabajado en conjunto con la biblioteca Ferguson Library para disponer de este programa. También lo vamos a ver mediante la página web, aunque es un poquito diferente este año ya que todo va a ser por medio de la plataforma digital. Lo que también les gustaría recalcar a la señora Bridget es que Cradle y Career se pueden comunicar con ellos con la información. Va a haber la colega de Bridget que va también a conversar con nosotros un poquito brevemente para ver cómo ustedes pueden involucrarse y participar con ellos.
Thanks so much, Giselle. I would like to go next to Mr. Andy Sclover, who's joining us from Beyond Limits. Andy, take it away. You'll have to unmute your, there you go.
Yes, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for this opportunity. We're really happy to be participating in this. We, Beyond Limits academic program is part of the Stamford Peace Youth Foundation. We are the academic arm of the foundation, and we offer academic supports to Stamford Public School students, primarily math and science tutoring during the school year. And we shifted to a remote platform the last several weeks. We also do a lot of summer programming, and this summer we're particularly excited to be offering a couple of things. Bridge programs that we've offered previously, and I'll get back to that in a second, as well as math academies. So, but are we supposed to go into the detail yet, or is this just the introduction, right, for now? Should I go into the detail?
Yeah, you can just share what you have all together, Andy.
Okay, great. So this summer, we're running a 6th grade bridge program. So that's for incoming 6th graders. It is the week of August 3rd, and it's something we've run for the last several years. This year, we're gonna obviously modify it, and it's gonna be a virtual platform. It is a very full, it's a full schedule, runs from 8:30 to 12:30, but we have a lot of different components, including this year there will be an emphasis on math review as some of the components, but also academic skills, time management, organizational skills, study skills, note-taking. We're going to be visiting some remote sites, virtually that is, including our affiliation with Sacred Heart University. So we're going to be going to their Idea Lab, which is going to include some engineering and robotics, as well as we're going to introduce, not go into any detail, coding for the students. So there's a lot packed into this program. We've shortened the schedule from previous summers, but even with the shortened schedule, we think it will be a very engaging opportunity for the students. So that is, again, the week of August 3rd. We do have an application for that, and I've submitted that application. We'll be sharing that with you. Then we also have summer math academies this summer. This is new. We're going to be offering a middle school math academy for incoming 6th and 7th graders. That will be several weeks. It's going to start July 6th, run through the week of August 7th. And that one's going to be on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4 to 5:30. And that's going to be a review of a lot of content. And we will be breaking the group up based on a pre-assessment. So we'll be able to support students at all different levels through that multi-week academy. And then we're also offering one called Foundations for Algebra 1. That's for students taking Algebra 1 in the fall. That's the same week starting the week of 7-6 and going through, this goes a little further, through the week of August 14th. That will be on Monday and Wednesdays, 9:30 to 11. And that also, both academies, there's a combined application for. It's a simple one, it's 2 pages, and we'll be sharing that with you shortly as well. There is no fee for anything I've mentioned so far, as long as the family is eligible for free or reduced lunch in the district. There is a fee structure if that is not the case, and it's highly subsidized fee structure for that, for both programs. I could just mention the fee structure for the academy that I mentioned first is $50 for the full week. For the bridge program is $50. That's for the 6th grade program. And for the middle school math academy, the fee is $150. And for the Algebra 1 academy, it's $200. And then on top of that, we're going to continue our remote tutoring all through the summer, starting starting June 29th. And I shouldn't say all through the summer, June 29th through August 3rd, because then we have other programming going on. And we're looking to pick that back up towards the end of August again. But the remote tutoring is 45-minute virtual sessions, obviously in math and science, like we've been doing for the last several weeks. They will be in the afternoons, and they're scheduled each week with the students and the families. So they're not locked in to a segment all through the summer. And that tutoring is free as well for families eligible for free and reduced lunch. So I covered a lot. Happy to answer questions.
Yes, thank you so much, Andy. And for all of our parents out there, we do have flyers and we have the contact information on the PowerPoints that we will post to our website. So you don't certainly have to remember and memorize all of the information. We will post that after the webinar, so you will be able to access it. So Giselle, if you would like to cover what Mr. Slover just shared in Spanish for us.
Muy buenos días, estamos con Andrew Slover, el cofundador de Beyond Limits Academic Program. Él está muy contento de estar participando esta mañana con nosotros. Un poquito de la historia de esta organización es que dan soportes en la parte académica, especialmente las áreas de matemáticas y ciencias. Está muy emocionado de poder ofrecer esta ayuda a toda nuestra comunidad este verano. Tenemos los 2 programas, que es el programa Puente para los alumnos de 6º grado. También hay el programa para los que están en middle school. Y aunque está un poco modificado este año, la plataforma va a ser digitalmente. Un poco de los componentes de este curso vacacional es la revisión de matemáticas, destrezas de estudio. Van a tener visitas con algunas entidades como la Universidad de Sacred Heart. Y para que tengan una idea más o menos de las cosas que van a hacer van a poder visitar digitalmente el laboratorio de ingeniería, de codificación. Más corto el horario a lo que estamos acostumbrados, pero están muy emocionados de poder ofrecer esto a nuestra comunidad. Los costos es completamente gratis para las familias que tienen el almuerzo reducido o gratuito. También hay un costo que va desde $50 para los de sexto grado, que es el programa de puente, 150 para el programa de la escuela middle school y $200 para el programa de álgebra. Al finalizar este webinar vamos a tener folletos con toda esta información en la página web, tanto en inglés como en español. Estamos también disponibles aquí para cualquier pregunta que ustedes tengan. Muchas gracias.
Thank you so much, Giselle. And thank you, Andy, for joining us this morning. We will make sure that we post the flyers and all the information for Beyond Limits.
Great, thank
next
you.
on deck, I would like to invite Miss Leslie Sexer from Family Centers. Leslie, if you are ready, we are ready to hear about your summer programming through Family Centers. You have to.
Hi, good morning. Yes, good morning, everybody. I will say that the program I'm about to talk about is not necessarily a summer program, but I'm really glad that I have the opportunity to say a little something about the Bridge to K program. Bridge to K is meant to collaborate with the Summer Start program, which is funded by the Stanford Public Education Foundation, which is a program meant for children who have had no pre-K experience to get sort of a boot camp in the Stanford Public Schools to learn what it's like to be a kindergarten student. In addition to the students having this opportunity for their sort of boot camp, we're offering parents an opportunity as well to receive virtual visits, community visits, home visits, to help them to get connected to community resources, including assistance with getting their children registered for kindergarten if needed, and to help them to navigate the Stanford Public School system and the Stanford community. We recognize that Summer Start is going to be an abbreviated version this summer, and we're looking to enroll families before Summer Start, after Summer Start, and again, we're looking for families that have a little or who have children entering kindergarten who have had little or no preschool experience, who are looking for some support in the community. And I should mention, there are flyers and referral forms available. I'm not sure how those can get out to the community. Perhaps someone else can tell me the best way to do that. I'm happy to send that as an attachment and get that out to everyone somehow.
Thank you so much, Leslie. If you want to go ahead and forward those to me, we can make sure that we get those out. And Giselle, if you would like to take it over and share the information about Family Centers.
John, sorry, I was speaking.
Leslie Sexter, la vicepresidenta de Family Centers, quiere compartir con ustedes en cuanto al programa, que no necesariamente es un programa de verano, más bien es un programa donde que acogen a los niños que han tenido poco o ningún tipo de experiencia con el preescolar, y también les ayudan guiándoles cómo comunicarse con las diferentes organizaciones de la comunidad y navegar esos recursos que están disponibles. Específicamente, este programa es para los niños que no han tenido poca o ninguna experiencia con la educación preescolar y que en el año que ya viene estarían entrando a kindergarten. También hay unos folletos que a ella le gustaría compartir para darles más información con esto. Y Olympia de la Flora le ha solicitado estos folletos para poder compartir con nuestras familias también.
All right, thank you, Giselle. Next, I actually will probably need to move her over as a panelist, so give me just a second. We're going to hear from Regan Allen. This is an event that's actually happening tonight around the census. And actually, Regan, if you are on now as a panelist, see if we see Regan. There's Regan. All right, I'm unmuting you.
Hi, everybody. Sorry, I got kicked out, but now I'm back in. I just quickly wanted to put in a plug. I didn't hear Olympia's introduction, but I'm with the Stamford Public Education Foundation, and I'm also a member of the Stamford Census Complete Count Committee. We have not a program for you this summer, but we have a really exciting event coming up. As Jen just put it on the screen, it is a Party on Wheels car caravan happening today. There will be a kickoff rally at the Boys and Girls Club on Stillwater Ave. And then the car parade will be going through the west side, the south end, Harbor Point, and the east side. There's going to be book giveaways from SPEF. The Ferguson Library Bookmobile will be there. Lots of speakers, fun, DJs, and it's all just to promote awareness of the census. And I want to make sure everybody on this call knows that the census is safe, it's easy, and it's fast, and it results in over $800 billion of federal funding. So that funds things in our district like free and reduced lunch, school-based health centers, Head Start, lots of other programs that we rely on. I'm a parent of 4 kids, so it's really important that everybody fills it out. It's in 12 languages. You should have received a letter in the mail, and then you probably got some postcards. Enumerators from the Census Bureau will start knocking on doors on August 11th. So if you don't want somebody knocking on your door, then fill out the census now and nobody will come to your door. So that's my plug. I hope to see you. I'm heading over there now to set up. So I hope to see people later at 4:30 at the Boys and Girls Club on Stillwater Ave. Thank you, Olympia and Jen, for letting me say a few words.
Thanks. Regan, before you leave, if parents want more information about the census, where should they go?
2020census.gov has the most information. If you have specific questions, you can contact our city census coordinator, Edith Targonsky, and her email address is etargonski@stanfordct.gov.
Thank you so much, and we will make sure that we include that on the information that we post on the website.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good day.
Thanks, Regan. Okay, Giselle, would you like to share the census information at this time?
Estábamos con Regan Allen, ella representa a la Fundación de Educación Pública de Stanford, está también participante en el comité del census de este año. Lo que quería compartir con nuestras familias es de un evento que se va a realizar el día de hoy. Vamos a comenzar a las 4:30 desde el Boys and Girls Club que queda en la Stillwater Avenue, una caravana que va a pasar por la ciudad, va a pasar por el sector del oeste, y recordándoles también sobre el censo que es muy seguro, es muy importante que lo llenen, ya que contaríamos con 800 billones de dólares, de los cuales algunos fondos serían para el centro de salud, para los almuerzos, así que es muy importante de que ustedes los llenen. Si tiene alguna pregunta, alguna inquietud, puede visitar el 220.gov o comunicarse con Edith Targanza. Igualmente vamos a darles esos detalles en nuestra página web, así que Regan les espera el día de hoy a las 4:30 con esta caravana. Ahorita está ella en camino allá para empezar a arreglar todo para el día de hoy.
Thank you, Giselle. All right, next I would like to move to Miss Angie Jarrell. She is the founder and executive director of Intempo, and she's going to join us to share what Intempo is offering over the summer. Angie, take it away.
Hi, good morning, Olympia. Good morning, everyone. Buenos días a todos. Mi nombre es Angie Durrell y voy a hablar en inglés y en español también. I will speak in English first and then I'll translate for myself if that's okay. Our organization is Intempo and we are a music organization. We want to make sure that every child that is at home right now because of the pandemic is able to express themselves in an artistic and creative way. while making the best of connecting the dots with music education and its impact on literacy, academics, and maths. Our schedules are going to be flexible in the afternoon, but the most important thing that I want everyone to take advantage of is that we still have some full tuition scholarships available. The program in and of itself is taught by master professional artists, and it's a value of at least $250 for each student. But in Temple, and this is for students K through 12. And the instruments that we have available are a violin. I'm a violinist myself, and you don't need any prior experience before. You could just be a very beginner. We also have guitar. I'm not a guitarist, but we have a lot of guitar teaching artists, choir, orchestral instruments, percussion, and we're actually offering piano this summer too, because a lot of students have Googled piano lessons in Stamford, Connecticut. So in Temple wants to make that available to everyone. Our schedules will be flexible in the afternoon so that parents who do have to go to work can be with their child and help them log into Google Classroom. Like a cooking club or a bingo night. We'll be doing that on Thursdays and Fridays. It will also be a learning, but watching movies and doing other fun activities as well. So contact us. I'll share some information via the chat, but it's intempo.org and Intempo on all social media. A todos los padres, Intempo es una organización de artes y de música y cultura. Queremos que los niños que están en la casa por razones de la pandemia puedan aprender y hacer algo muy positivo y productivo que les va a ayudar a divertirse y usando su creatividad en las artes, cuando también aprenderán sobre matemáticas, lectura y ciencias, que es algo muy importante que van de la mano. Lo más importante que quiero enfatizar es que tenemos todavía becas disponibles. Entonces, estos programas duran 6 semanas, será en la tarde en horarios flexibles y tendría un costo original de más de $250 que será enseñado por profesionales en las artes. Pero por tratarse de Stamford y estudiantes, para que tengan esto.
I think we may have lost Angie. So I don't even
Instagram, y también nos pueden contactar por email info@intempo. Voy a poner nuestra información de contacto para que se puedan inscribir y aprovechar de esta oportunidad que queremos dar a todas las familias de Intempo. Y también quiero enfatizar, tenemos un nuevo programa de tecnología y audio de 6º a 12º grado, que lo enseñará un ganador de 7 Grammys. Entonces, por favor, inscríbanse y nosotros les daremos la tecnología para que puedan aprender sobre esto. I also wanted to mention and emphasize that for the 6th to 12th graders, we have a new audio production and technology program taught by a 7-time Grammy Award-winning producer. So if you have a young adult, young teenager at home that certainly does not want to go to summer camp, but wants to have an experience into audio production and the science of music, please sign up for that as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Angie. We really appreciate you sharing that information. And Angie has also flyers regarding the program that she discussed. So moving on to our next presenter, I would like to move to Liz McKay. Liz is joining us from the Ferguson Library, and she supervises the youth services and services at the Ferguson. So Liz, take it away.
Thank you. As Olympia just said, my name is Liz McKay. I am the youth services supervisor at the Ferguson Library. And one of the things I wanted to be sure to mention today is that the library for everyone is officially doing curbside pickup. So even though the building is not at the moment open to people to come in and use the building, if you have a library card, you are able to go on our website, fergusonlibrary.org. You can search for books. If you know exactly what you want, you can place a hold on it with your library card, and then when your items are available, you can make an appointment to come and pick it up. And as of now, that's at all of our branches, the main library, Harry Bennett, the Weed branch, and the South End branch. And that's Monday through Friday for the pickup. We also have librarians in the buildings. I'm in the building today right now. You can call us. There are numbers on our website for different departments and different branches to speak with someone directly. And if you don't know exactly what you want, but for instance, you have, you know, a 5th grader and a 3rd grader and you want suggestions, you can always give us a call and we can talk you through what you might want to borrow. On our website, we have a link to the summer reading program this summer. The theme is Imagine Your Story. And we have, the last few years, we've done our program as an online program. So this year is not terribly different. The big difference is that we actually have a paper component. I believe the PDF should be available on the site. So if you're not comfortable doing the online thing, there is a piece of paper to keep track of your books. And because we recognize that lots of times kids are not going to be able to come into the library for one reason or another, either because mom and dad aren't comfortable doing that just yet, or because our hours are probably going to be are a little less than they are during the regular times when we're not in the middle of a pandemic. So if our hours aren't convenient, it might be difficult. So we have put together some missions that kids can do. Are reading related, they are literacy related, but they aren't necessarily reading a book for the things that you have to complete. So you might write a letter to somebody, you might help around the house, you might learn a new something new that you never knew how to do. You might you know, go outside and watch the sun rise and set in the same day. There's lots of different things that we are encouraging kids to do that are like reading books, but not necessarily reading books for kids who can't make that happen this summer. We will likely have the opportunity for people to come into the building at some point this summer, but I don't have a definite date yet. So hopefully in the meantime, the curbside pickup will help. The other thing that is important to note is in the past, we've always worked with the Board of Ed to have a list of suggested reading for the summer for pre-K through 8th grade. This year, it doesn't exist as a paper copy, but it is on our website. Again, it's fergusonlibrary.org, and all of the grades are there. Families can browse by grade, and I believe they should be able to click right on the title that they're interested in, and then if they want to place a hold right then, they can. Something that's important to note is very soon after the schools closed, we worked with the Board of Ed to make sure that Stamford public school students were able to borrow things with their student ID from the Ferguson Library. So any kid who goes to Stamford public schools has a school ID, and they're able to use that school ID to borrow books, physical books and e-books through our library. So we have lots of e-books, digital, several different digital platforms, all of which are on the website. And if anyone has any, I know it's a lot of information and it sounds kind of confusing. If anyone has any questions about any of this, please don't hesitate to contact us and we will help you figure it all out.
Thank you so much for that information, Liz. And reading is one of those things that, you know, it's nice for a family to just stop and take a pause from the electronics, take a break from the computer and the phones, and to just read the book. So thank you for sharing that information. Giselle, you want to share the information in Spanish from Ferguson?
Gracias, Les. Una de las pausas que podemos hacer de la tecnología es coger un libro y leer durante este verano. Estaba con nosotros Elizabeth McKay, la supervisora de los servicios de los jóvenes en la biblioteca Ferguson. Ella quiere que nosotros sepamos que pueden ir a nuestra página para buscar libros. Cuando están disponibles lo pueden poner en hold y pueden ir a retirarlo ya que hay el servicio de acera. También el edificio actualmente no está abierto, pero sí consta con las bibliotecarias que pueden contestar su llamada, su inquietud o su pregunta. Si de pronto usted necesita una sugerencia, por ejemplo, para un alumno que esté en tercero o esté en quinto grado, ellas les pueden ayudar para ver cuáles son los mejores libros que ellos pueden leer este verano. También el tema de este año para la literatura de verano está con la temática de Imagine su historia. Si algunos de nuestros niños no quieren participar en lo que es la lectura de verano, hay otras maneras en que los podemos acercar a esto, ya sea por medio de cartas o por medio de alguna cosa que ellos hayan aprendido en casa, si no están con muchos ánimos de leer, ¿no? Otra de las cosas que también queremos es que ellos estén motivados en este verano. Y por eso hemos trabajado en conjunto con las escuelas públicas de Stamford. Tenemos la lista que va desde pre-kinder hasta octavo grado, que está también en línea. Antes de que las escuelas se terminen, habíamos podido configurar las identificaciones de cada estudiante para que ellos tengan acceso por medio de nuestra página web y así ellos tener el acceso a libros, revistas, todo electrónicamente, y también lo pueden utilizar en este verano.
Thank you so much, Giselle. Next, we're going to, and thank you, Liz, for joining us this morning to share about the wonderful programs at Ferguson Library. Next, we're going to be joined by Stamford Cradle to Career, Vice President of Strategy, and I'm not sure the rest of her title. I'll post it in just a moment. Lauren Scopes-Donis, and she's going to talk about some of the additional programming that's offered this summer through Cradle to Career. So Lauren, you can go ahead and take it away.
Thank you, Olympia, so much. And again, my name is Lauren Scopes-Donis, and I work very closely with Bridget Fox, who you heard at the beginning of the webinar, helping lead our Stamford Cradle to Career initiative. And as Bridget mentioned, we focus on key transition points in children's lives and helping to support educational equity and opportunity. In terms of one of those key transition areas is the transition from high school to college and or career. And our mission is really to ensure that all students who graduate in Stamford are prepared and ready to be successful in that next step after high school. One of our key initiatives in that work is our Bridge to College program. And this is the second year of our Bridge to College program, which is a real collaboration among Stamford Public Schools, Cradle to Career, and the Stamford Public Education Foundation. The program is designed to help our high school graduates reach their first day of college in the fall. And we do have a specific focus on supporting high school graduates who are first-generation college students. This year, all Stamford Public Schools students who have an intention to go to college, and they would have indicated that on their senior exit survey, are receiving text message reminders about key steps in the college enrollment process over the summer. In addition, for those students who maybe need some additional support than just some key reminders, we have counselors who are working over the summer, and they have two jobs. First one is to respond to text message questions. So students can ask questions right from the text message from their phone, following up on the reminders that are coming out. And in addition, for those students who need more than just a text message conversation, our counselors are providing one-on-one virtual meetings to walk through and support students and their families with any questions they have. It could be filling out financial aid, registering for classes, getting paperwork or transcripts from their school, from their high school to give to their college, or whatever they need. Some of it is support in study skills and how to be successful in college. So it's really dependent on the need of the students. I should mention that this program is free for all students. Text messages started going out. I believe the last day of school was our first message that introduced the program. And I did want to mention that in our smaller pilot program last year, 100% of the students in the program who responded to our end of year survey said that they would recommend Bridge to College to a friend. And many of them cited how helpful it was to have a counselor and someone to help them through the process, and how really supportive they were. And some of them wouldn't have been able to make that transition without that support. So if you or your recent high school graduate is interested in learning more about Bridge to College, you can go to our website. It's stanfordcradletocareer.org, all those words written out. There's a banner right on the home page about Bridge to College. It'll take you to our flyer. There's a form to sign up. There's some information on our program from last year. It also has my contact information, and please feel free to reach out with any questions about the program at all. We'd love to have more students join. Additionally, I think if your student is receiving those text messages, they can also just respond to the text for more information and support, and we can follow up from there. So thank you.
Thanks so much, Lauren. At this time, I'll go ahead and have Giselle translate that information.
Está con nosotros Lawrence Copez Donois, vicepresidente de las estrategias y operaciones de Stanford Cradle to Career. Ellos se enfocan en la oportunidad y la equidad en la educación de nuestros niños. Específicamente se están enfocando en los estudiantes que estén terminando el colegio y que estén encaminados a la universidad. Más específico, están con los alumnos que están acudiendo o asistiendo a las universidades como primera generación. Los que estos participantes reciben por medio de este programa es un enlace por medio de textos, recordatorios. También están consejeros que los están ayudando por medio de videoconferencias o reuniones, no solamente a ellos, sino también a sus familias. Y la ayuda que les dan puede ser tanto como solicitar su estudio, su récord estudiantil, como facilitarle cómo llenar una aplicación. Depende específicamente la ayuda o el soporte que cada estudiante necesita. Con el programa piloto que se hizo el año anterior, pudimos recibir el 100% en una encuesta de lo grandioso y la gran ayuda que fue este programa para los alumnos del año anterior. Si ustedes desean más información o algún dato en específico, lo pueden adquirir por medio de nuestra página internet, que estará también disponible al finalizar este webinar.
Thank you so much, Giselle, and thank you, Lauren, again for sharing that information for our high school graduates. All right, next up, we have our own Stanford Public Schools, Amy Beldotti. She's the Associate Superintendent for Teaching and Learning, and she's going to share with families a little bit about what we're offering in Stanford Public Schools this summer. So, Amy, take it away.
Thanks, Olympia. So I just want to start off by saying that we are offering many of our somewhat traditional programs for summer school, but we are doing that in a virtual environment this summer, as you can imagine. We have this brochure that we have put together that kind of highlights all of our programs, and I just want to start quickly by saying that we are offering our ESY program this summer for our special education students who have services in the special education area. Those services are available for students who are eligible for those services through their IEPs from pre-K through 12th grade. So that will be continuing this summer. Students can get their resource support, their speech and language support, OT, PT, whatever is required in their IEP, and those parents will be contacted soon with what the summer schedule would look like. and those services will be provided in a virtual environment this summer. For our K-3 program this summer, we've invited over 1,800 students to participate in our K-3 literacy program. It is going to be a virtual platform this summer, so it's going to look a little bit different. Rather than being in a large classroom with many children, we're going to assign students to very small groups to work with Stamford Public Schools teacher, very focused on early reading skills for students. So your child, if you have been invited to have your child attend, your child will be assigned a teacher and a very small group to work with that teacher for probably 20 to 45 minutes a day, depending on the age. And that will be a consistent schedule Monday through Thursday. And we are working with families to make that at a convenient time. As part of the registration process, parents were able to tell us if they preferred an 8 to 12, a 12 to 4, or a 4 to 8 p.m. time slot. So we will work to match teachers and family preference to those times in the best way that we can. But it's really going to be very small group targeted reading intervention this summer for our students who have qualified for that program. And we have about 600 students registered so far. We're doing follow-up calls and emails today, so I anticipate that number growing throughout the day, and we're excited about that program. For our students from grades 4 through 8, we have not in the past offered a summer program, but this year we acknowledge that we want to address this population, and it seemed like the perfect opportunity to do that with wonderful support from our Board of Education and the school buildings and parent groups. So we are going to be rolling out a little bit later a program for our students in grades 4 through 8. This program will probably start on July 20th, and it will be an opportunity to work on both literacy and math skills. So students will be invited to participate, and 2 days will be focused on math and 2 days will be focused on literacy. And that will be a very exciting opportunity that we are in the process of working with a group of teachers to develop that program, and registration for that will be going out very shortly with the invitation letters that will be emailed home, and we'll make sure that we also do school messenger phone calls and things like that to alert parents to be on the lookout for that email and that online registration opportunity. If any parent is having trouble or not getting the email or having difficulty registering your child, please reach out to your child's school. We have staff in our buildings that have been asked and are willing to help parents fill out that application online, and that's what we're here for. So please don't hesitate to reach out to your child's school if you're having trouble accessing that application online.
Thanks so much, Amy, for sharing that information regarding virtual for K-8 this summer. At this time, Giselle, you want to take it over?
Está con nosotros también la asociada de subintendencia, Amy Bogdari. Nos quiere dejar saber que estamos ofreciendo la escuela de verano. El ESY, que es para educación especial, estará disponible este año para los alumnos de pre-K en adelante. Vamos a darle todos los recursos y el soporte que ustedes necesitan, ya sea terapia de lenguaje, terapia ocupacional, terapia física, lo que esté indicado en cada IEP de su estudiante. El programa de kindergarten hasta tercero también va a estar incluido en el programa, en la escuela de verano. El programa de literatura será relativamente pequeño, va a ser virtuales. Su hijo será designado con un profesor en un horario que sea conveniente para ustedes los padres, con la intervención literaria como enfoque. Algo nuevo que también estamos ofreciendo este año es para los alumnos del 4º al 8º grado. También con el apoyo de la Junta de Educación, es un programa que va a empezar el 20 de julio. con el enfoque en literatura y matemáticas. Cada materia va a tener 2 días en la cual van a poder participar. Queremos también recordarle que esté por favor al pendiente de las invitaciones que se les dará llegar por medio de correo, también con la oportunidad para registrarse para que sus hijos participen de la escuela de verano. Si por algún motivo usted tiene dificultad en registrarlos, por favor comuníquese con la escuela de sus niños, que estamos allí para poderles ayudar con el proceso. Gracias.
Thank you so much, Giselle. I'm going to start to close out the program. I want to share about a couple of other programs that we are offering in Stamford Public Schools. One is we are offering summer school for our high school students, grades 9 through 12. We have students that need to do credit recovery. We will be using an online program called Edgenuity, where students can actually participate in high school credit recovery at their own pace and within their own time. We realize a lot of high school students are actually working jobs as well, so we want to be able to allow them the flexibility to obtain any credit that they may have lost. We also will have high school teachers available to do live support for those students that may need that extra and maybe just online only won't work completely for them. So we will have teachers available. So if you are a high school student or parent of a high school student and you would like to know more information about getting your child registered for this high school credit recovery, please contact your school. As Amy said, we do have staff in the buildings. We also have email contact information that we will have included in the PowerPoint presentation that will be posted for you for additional information. And then last but not least, I would like to share just a little bit of information about our Grab and Go program. Let me make sure I'm sharing my screen. Here we go. All right, so we have a Grab and Go program that we have been sponsoring in Stamford Public Schools since the first day that we closed for the pandemic. And we are providing meals community-wide for families that may be in need. And so our summer schedule is going to be a little bit adjusted because we also will be providing meals at some of the in-person camps. So meal distribution will be on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And we will provide 2 breakfasts and 2 lunches on Monday and Wednesday. That is per child 18 or younger. And then on Fridays, you can obtain 3 breakfasts and 3 lunches for each child that's 18 or younger. Part of the state guidelines for this program, we can only distribute to parents or guardians of the eligible children. And we ask that families only go to 1 site. You do not have to be a student in Stamford Public Schools to access our Grab and Go meal program. We have a community-wide program, so if you have others that are not actually enrolled in Stamford Public Schools but live in Stamford, they may access our Grab and Go program. These are some of the sites. We keep our website updated regularly with the sites where we serve. So our schools will be Heart Magnet, Stark, Rogers, and Stillmeadow for the summer between 10 and 12. And for our middle schools, we'll be serving at Clunan, Dolan, and Rip. And then we have some of our community partners, the Yearwood Center, 10 to 12, and Chester Addison, our Domus Trailblazers building on Lockwood, and B1C, 11 to 1. And then Latham Wilder is a new site that we've opened on the south end from 11:30 to 1. And as I said, all of this is posted on our website and will be throughout the summer. So Giselle, maybe if you want to hop on and talk about high school credit recovery and the Grab and Go meal program.
Lo último que también nos gustaría mencionar es el programa de verano que también está disponible para los alumnos de 9º a 12º grado por medio de Ingenuidad para la recuperación de créditos. Nosotros decidimos hacerlo de esta manera en este verano, teniendo en cuenta que muchos de nuestros alumnos están trabajando y por el tanto necesitan un poco de flexibilidad. También queremos que sepan que si usted es un alumno o padre de un alumno del colegio, habrán profesores para ayudarle a su alumno con detalles más específicos. Como dijo Amy Beldati, el personal está disponible durante el verano, están en nuestros edificios, así que si usted necesita más información o algún tipo de ayuda, puede acudir o llamar por teléfono a su escuela. Otra de las cosas que les queremos recordar es del programa de distribución de comida. El horario en el verano va a ser un poco modificado. Así su alumno no esté registrado en las escuelas públicas de Stanford, también va a poder acceder a estos almuerzos en los horarios que están posteados en la página. También está también la información de los puntos de que lo pueden retirar, y esto es accesible para todo alumno hasta los 18 años. El padre puede ir a retirarlo siempre y cuando el alumno esté bajo este criterio.
I think we may have lost our Giselle. All right, so we are at 12:30. I did want to share one more thing that you may be interested in with activities with your child that has some, the Stamford Downtown website has some events. They're doing streeteries in Stamford. There's also the Art Collective project that's going on. If you think in past years, there have been sculptures and different pieces of artwork that have been placed around downtown. That is also occurring this year, and there is a map on their website. So you might want to do a scavenger hunt with your children and go across downtown and look at those sculptures. There also is chess in Latham Park going on. That's for all ages with social distancing in place, of course. And there is the Spring Street Farmers Market that is going on now downtown. So parents, you may want to check out the StanfordDowntown.com website for other additional activities that you can do over the summer. Giselle, you want to hop in?
También les queremos mencionar que pueden visitar la página de Downtown, en donde van a poder algunas cosas que estamos ofreciendo como ciudad este verano. Pueden recordar que en el pasado han hecho esculturas artísticas. Hay un mapa que está disponible por esta página donde que pueden buscarlos por medio de la ciudad. También hay un mercado libre que va a estar disponible, en donde ustedes pueden también acudir a la información por medio de la página de Summer Downtown.
Thank you so much, Giselle. That concludes our third parent pop-up webinar regarding summer programs. I did see in the chat someone asked us to post our website, their www.stanfordpublicschools.org. I will update the PowerPoint before we post it to include some of the additional websites and emails for the community organizations that we heard from today. And if you have additional questions, we do have an Office of Family and Community Engagement within Stanford Public Schools. So you can email ofce@stanfordct.gov, or you can call the number for our office 203-977-5312. If you have to leave a message, we are checking that, and we do have English and Spanish speaking people responding to those. So if you are a native Spanish speaker, please feel free to call to get the assistance that you need. So with all that, I would like to thank everyone who participated on our panel today. Parents, please continue to reach out. We are in this together, and we want to make sure that our children have some valuable experiences over the summer, despite the situation that we're in. So thank you so much, and I'll have Giselle translate that last piece, and then we'll be logging off.
Vimos que tenían una pregunta de la página donde se pueden contactar con nosotros. Está disponible en la pantalla, stanfordpublicschools.org. Si usted tiene algún tipo de pregunta, también nos pueden escribir al correo electrónico ofce@stanfordct.gov. pueden llamar al teléfono que está también en pantalla. Siempre hay alguien que lo está revisando. Le podemos contestar también en español sus inquietudes y con esto culminaríamos nosotros el tercer webinar de parte de las escuelas públicas de Stamford. Muchas gracias por su asistencia y nos estaremos viendo pronto.
Thanks, Giselle. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful day, and I hope everyone has a great summer. We will be continuing parent pop-ups through the summer, so be sure to check our website and check your email. Bye.